Well, hi everyone. Welcome to Glitch Happy Hour again. You guys, if you were here for yesterday, you'll see this is where I'm going to cover different wine, beer, and general geekery. Getting ready for the show that Jared and I and me just on my own will do every once in a while on the Glitch 2600 page. Make sure you go check it out. Here's the link to that. There'll also be a YouTube channel, so you can find the link there and go over and see it on YouTube. Eventually we'll be simulcasting. Who knows, maybe we'll get Periscope and all those out there. But as for growing the page, one, you can't have a personal link on YouTube until you have, I think it's 100, at least 100 followers, if not 150, where that's not a problem on Facebook. And with some of the new Facebook changes that are coming down, it might be cool just to stay on some of this platform anyway. So there's that link. Make sure you go and like that page if you want to keep following along. Like I said, eventually we're not going to post this on my personal page. I might turn around and post a link when I go live for my friends that might want to know. But otherwise, just go out there like that. I'll start scheduling them and you can sign up for it. Which reminds me, tomorrow I'll be scheduling a Tech Tuesday. That's a good time where you can just jump in, ask whatever computer questions you'd like. If I don't know it at the time, I will look it up and get back to you, or I will run it down, or most likely be able to answer it. So as I'm thinking on it, because this is the time where we're going to talk about beer and wine, I'm going to show you my Untapped link. Go there. If you want, feel free to friend me. More friends, just a little bit better. And then let's just talk in general about beers tonight. We're going to cover 3 different beers. Another one from Confluence. Like I said yesterday, Confluence is releasing almost at a minimum 2 beers a week, some weeks 3. So this week there was 2. So we have one of their older ones, that we're going to be pouring a little bit of a sour. But then we're going to get 2 from Peachtree this time. In the future, you'll see one from Barntown and all over the place. We'll just have a lot of different ones. But today it'll be those 3. We're not going to do 4. This isn't going to be as long as yesterday. It's just another time to test out, and see how the platform's working, see what I need to fix before we go live out to the public all the time. So if you have questions, please feel free to ask and interact today. Otherwise, it'll just be me talking to myself. And that's pretty much every day for me. Just sitting and talking to myself and being entertaining and making myself laugh. So today we're going to start with Sunny from Peachtree. We're going to go in here and show that. Nice little label, cool artwork. Peachtree always does some little fun artwork. As is Confluence. A lot of good Iowa breweries, spend a lot of time on their labeling. And I appreciate that. There's always a nice story to it too. And I just now realized on the back of this, I've never actually looked at it. If we get really close, it is brewed and packaged by Back Pocket Brewing. So as a fun little, Beck, that's the shirt I'm wearing today. And I just now noticed, so that was a serendipitous little plug back, as I'm a big fan of Back Pocket too. So we're going to open this one up and get all fancy with my nice little shooter glass. Pour that in there. What I like about this one is it's just crystal clear. Which is just really nice. Good clean taste. So I'm going to bring up my Untapped just to see what everyone else was saying on there. I know what I ranked it when I had it the other day, but I want to see what everyone else is saying. I ranked it a 3.75. For what it is, it's they've marked on here that it's a Belgian blonde. It's not a Belgian blonde. It's a session ale. So I'm going to argue they're pretty close. Relatively the same. And that may have just been that Untapped might not have a session ale in it. They probably have a session IPA, because we know, like I said yesterday, Soundcheck is one of my favorites, and that is a session IPA. But maybe they don't have a session ale. That could be a new classification. I haven't really delved into that one a whole lot, so I've got my homework to do. But looking at it, other people have said supposedly crisp, wheat, banana, effervescent, and supposedly hazy. If someone's getting hazy out of that, then I want to know what they were possibly imbibing before that. For me, you might get a little bit of the banana, I guess. As an aftertaste, I wouldn't say banana as much. It is on their list, and you do get some of that, but bananas, you gotta think, banana's not a very strong flavor to begin with, especially when it's linked with lemon. And that you do have with this. You do get a lot of that refreshing flavor of it. It's very... Someone said effervescent in it. You know, to me, I always think Kolsch's kind of more have that effervescent feel to it, or effervescent. But this one, I would just say it's crisp. It definitely does have that lemon flavor, which the banana just pairs back, so you don't get a strong banana. But again, it's banana, and most modern bananas just aren't as strong as they were when we first brought bananas to the United States. If you're curious about that, there's a really cool drunk history show on that one, and that's a lot of fun to go watch. The guy who basically brought bananas to the US and made it a big thing. But this one, definitely not hazy, definitely not a Belgian, you know, and effervescent, sure. Banana, yeah, just not much, but a lot of lemon. Or not a lot, but a good amount. We'll say Peace is always really good about balancing out their flavors. You know, and a lot of Iowa brewers, especially the ones that have been around for quite a while, they're really good about knowing what's going to come out at the end of their, you know, through the mash and all that. They know when to add the right flavors, you know, most of the time. They're always going to experiment. You're going to have those kind of wild yeast ones where it's a little bit more experimental, and I'm sure there's a little bit of that. Fingers crossed, let's hope this becomes the next big one. That who knows how we'll be able to create that. And of course, when you do barrel aging, there's always a little bit of, this might change a little bit, you know, and depending on the type of barrel. Wasn't it before? Is it a new? Is it an old, you know, charred? There's lots of stuff that can come in there. But otherwise, when it comes to making a clear, they're pretty good about knowing what flavors and which hops, you know, will balance with it. Actually, I'm curious what type of hops this one has in it. Or if they even say on this one. Some people are better about saying their hops than others. And I might have to go look that one up. Because this one does not say their type of hops. It does say that we have to serve it at 8 degrees centigrade or 48 degrees Fahrenheit. But still find it pretty funny that it was brewed and packaged by Back Pocket in Coralville for Peachtree. Just showing how Iowa beers turn around or Iowa breweries support each other, and it's not so much of a competition. I mean, there's a lot of people in Iowa and the world that like to drink, and there's beer that goes around. So, what's everyone else drinking tonight? I know we have 3 people online, so if you're new, you know, and didn't catch the one yesterday, say hi. You know, let me know that you're out there. If you're drinking some yourself in quarantine, by all means, tell me what you're drinking. I'd love to hear and see if there's another beer or another drink I need to add to my list for the next time. I mean, it's only fair you get to see what I'm drinking. At the same time, if you do have computer or tech questions, photography, videography, you know, owned a studio for a long time and spent lots of time in multiple areas, music stores, that there's a good chance I might be able to get the answer for you. If not, I'll have a hopefully rousing story, or at least maybe, based on the time, a bedtime story. All right, if I haven't told you already, I'm going to turn around and show you again the link for Untapped. So if you want to find me on Untapped, please come find me there. And then for fun, because we're here and I shared it yesterday and I just like it, the craft beer kids. You'll see them more and more around. I'm planning on posting them at least once a week and trying to pull a little of that in there. And now looking through, it looks like my brother Tiernan's online. Have a friend that works at Peachtree. Haven't tried that one yet. I'm drinking the trusty old Miller Lite. Oh, Tiernan. Tiernan. I know I took you out for your 21st and tried to teach you many, many other beers, but I get there's times where you have to drink on a budget and there's times where you want to have good stuff. You're always, well, even that social distancing, I can do curbside. You have to come to me. That's the type of curbside because I'm lazy. But I can leave a beer outside the door, and you can contactless delivery if you're really worried. Although I think we're allowed to be within 6 feet of family. And I haven't been coughing as much today. It's probably not funny. I'm uncultured? I know. Not uncultured. Just young. And we're working on it. You know. But at least you chimed in. And that's already good. Let's see. I'll stop. At least it is at Busch Light. I will say that to you. But yeah, you should definitely take me up on it. We have some cool beers. Like I said, Confluence is coming out with almost 2 new beers a week. And since we can't go in and sample the beers, what happened now, instead of going in and going, hey, yeah, let me try that sample, or let me get 1 glass of the new Wizard, or go there and get 1 glass of the new sour this or barrel aged, we only get the chance of the big bomber bottle or a 4-pack, which means I likely have some extra. But on top of that, just reminds me, another place I like to go and really patron is Beer Styles and Wine Styles. So what I've been doing is going and getting the new beer that comes out at Confluence 1 week, and then when it comes in, when I know which one I've liked of those 2, turn around and go to Beer Styles or Wine Styles and get more of the one that I like. So if there's 2 or 3 that came out, I go back and get more, or it might be a couple weeks later. We're going to cover one called the Triple IPA, and that one we really like. So we'll be going back to, Wine Styles or Beer Styles and getting that. And they're great people if you're looking for any type of wine, beer, cheese, food at Beer Styles, pizza to go. Jake, their Pizziolo, does an amazing job. You can get take and bake pizza. Nice thing there, you get take and bake pizza, and when you spend a certain amount, it's not much. I can't remember if it's 20 or what it is. You can get growlers, 32-ounce growlers, which I can't share. I didn't bring one, for half price, which means you're basically spending upwards of around $10 and getting 32 ounces. So you go other places, you might get a $5 16-ounce, but let's do the math. $5 16-ounce times 2 is 32 ounce and 10. So, it's possibly a better deal, and you get more choices. There's a ton on tap at Beer Styles. If you go to Wine Styles, they can pretty much find anything for you. They have a lot there too, and a lot of inventory. Nice thing is they all have online ordering now, something that was new there. So those are some of my 2 favorite places. If you're around and want something a little different, slushies and some other food at the operating room. So if you're really cool, you go to West Glen. If you're in that area, if you're outside of West Des Moines or Iowa, I'm sorry to entice you. But if you are here, or I'm not too sorry, come visit your friend when you have time, and we'll hit Beer Styles, go 2 doors down to Wine Styles, and then go a door over and play pinball and get slushies at the operating room, which is the other place I like to patron. And you can go and call them up to get slushies to go now. So let's move on to the second beer, which is a Confluence. Like I said, coming out with multiple Confluence beers all the time. So we're going to pull that one up and go with the Lassos and Lasers. If we look down, it's a Brett India Pale Ale, which to me comes off more like a sour. Which, let's see here. Pop that one open. And probably because it's an aged or an oak-aged wild ale with Galaxy and Eldorado hops for deep riffs of tropical fruit, cherries, and watermelon. Pour that in there. Get you a little look of what that looks like. Not quite as clear as the last one. And tear it in there. Cowboys and Aliens. Amazing movie. It's so underrated. I'm really kidding. The tech in it is a lot of fun, and I would love to see that in real life. But yeah, that was a terribly... It's one of those movies that's so bad it's good. And that's not bad. I mean, Rocky Horror is kind of that way. That's so bad it's good. And iconically good because of that. Not that Cowboys and Aliens is quite to that level. But as we pop that on and take a look, discard here. Should have had that one prepped. Well, Lassos and Lasers by Confluence Brewing. Most people say it's funky, hoppy, musty, cheesy, and oaky. These are those times where I go, I don't know that I agree with what Untappd says. I don't know why, and maybe I've missed something. I've never described a beer as cheesy, unless it's cheesy as in, maybe they're meaning cheesy as in the whole Lasers and Lassos, the name, maybe, but considering it's supposed to be under flavor profile, I'm not going to go by that one. For me, in the past, I rated that one at a 3.5. It's not bad, and it's grown on me. The first time I tasted it, I'm not going to lie, I think I rated it as a 3. Maybe a 3.25, only because I couldn't go in between. I hate ratings, when just because it's a style I don't like to go too low. But it's funny, over time, it has grown back to me. It's a 3.5. Friends and other people have rated it 3.25. Everyone else with 172 is rated about 3.4. So it's nice, I think I'm in that solid range with them. I will say it does grow if you're out on a hot day. It might be a little bit more refreshing at that point, but it's just a separate. It's not a miss, but it's not an out of the park for me on this one. Doesn't mean you shouldn't drink it. Confluence has a lot of great ones. Again, 52 weeks, and they're coming out with 2, sometimes 3. We had one this last week that I'm looking to do in the next week or two to review that we had that was just amazing. Actually, they had 2 this last week that were just amazing that we'll probably bring on to the next one or on to the next happy hour. But again, remember, we'll be posting on the Glitch page on Facebook, Glitch 2600. There you'll see for the Tech Tuesday question and answer time, it could end up me just sitting here, probably not drinking a beer, but maybe a scotch, just sitting to the side, waiting to answer your questions, waiting to talk about all things tech, geek, photography, drone, new toys, lighting. I've got some cool new lights coming in that's going to play this up, play up the background, make things a little bit cooler. Once my bar's completed being a little bit more renovated from a water damage thing, we'll be shooting over there and having just a really cool look. But go there, like it, we'll schedule it. That way you can know when it's happening and jump on. And then, like I said, in the future, probably in the next week or two, all of these posts will originate on the Glitch 2600 page. And that's where you'll start seeing stuff where we talk about Apple Watch and parental controls as a separate show where we won't be doing the happy hour part and probably not talking about wine and beer. But for now, whenever it's a happy hour, we will be talking about the fun stuff, the wine, beer. Possibly we'll start bringing cool news and stuff on our regular show. And I'm hoping for the happy hour, anyone I know that's in with different breweries, if you guys would like to be on here, I wouldn't mind going through and taking tours. I love touring breweries and videoing it and then bringing you guys on and talk about the beer. And we can do that on location. We don't have to do it down in the bunker once we can be non-socially distant. In the meantime, if you guys, my contacts in that area are interested in it, we can bring it up on Skype, get you guys on there and talk about it, and we can always share that video. There's a few places where I have already videoed, in those kind of brewery tours. So anywhere, Exile, feel free to contact me and we can get that started. So anyone else on tonight? Viewing and drinking? It's always more fun when everyone interacts. I thought I'd go a little earlier. Didn't make it quite as early as I'd like today. But better than starting at 10, 11 o'clock almost last night. Even though for me, that's not a problem. Have you guys been keeping up with the new feature changes that are going to be coming to Facebook? The whole Facebook Messenger Rooms. Kind of the competitor to Zoom. Where you can have 50 people and it'll be free. And in fact, they're working on the part where you won't necessarily need a Facebook account to do it. You'll be able to send out a link. And as they're being more cognizant that not everyone wants to sign up for Facebook, they're working on stuff to make it where you can bring those people in to those chats and enjoy. One-on-ones, there might be some stuff for businesses where you can have paid events. So you can have the events, and some people say, oh, hey, that means they're not going to be free videos and free content on Facebook. No, people definitely will. I'll be posting for free. All that means is if they wanted to, for some training that you would normally have to go outside of the site, pay and go do, well, I'll be in a one-stop shop for that one. So in the future, that might be something once in a while, but all of the content, all of our stuff is going to keep being free. We'd rather just keep talking and spinning it out and learning more, playing with it. It's helping me. Like I said, this production, as I screw up and stammer on my words, that's why we go live, is it's better to just get it going and started than for me to spend a bunch of time on the production and never getting the video out. Thus why you see a video from a year ago where I announced I was going to do it, and then nothing happened because I didn't have time to produce it. So we go live and use the live setup. We add these cool new features of the program and made it a lot cooler anyway. So as we can flip through here. Which reminds me, I've been talking about the beer. I didn't pop up the name this whole time because I just screwed up and I'm still getting used to my format of my own show. See 2 people on. One of these days, I'm hoping that hits double digits. Keep in mind, we're public right now, but afterwards, because it's my personal page and stuff we'll do, once this closes, I'll switch it to friends only, and I'll take the video and post it as a public on the Glitch 2600. But in the future, at that point, it'll stay public on the Glitch page. It's just personal with my work. Other places, I don't feel all that comfortable, but it should be on my personal out in public all the time, searchable. Being a security person myself, I just know everything that people can find and search multiple ways. So why make it easier? Let's see here. Just hoping she sees a beer she's willing to go try. Well, that actually brings up the next one that we're going to talk about, which comes with the no label, so there's no reason for me to really zoom in on it. I mean, we could zoom here and show you this part where it's the Get a Little Hazy. We'll use my camera. Directions. And with that, that is our final beer tonight. It's the Peachtree Brewing Get a Little Hazy. Nothing on here says that it was, made out at Bat Pocket, or not made, but packaged and sent out. It's funny, they reuse some older bottles, you can tell, because it's copyright 2009 on the back, even though this is a brand new style beer. But what I was talking about last night for people is a lot of times newer people into craft beer, keep in mind I only got into it so long ago, but newer people into craft beer, a lot of times I hear all the time, I don't like IPAs. I hate IPAs. It's so bitter. In which case you do look up the IBUs, the International Bitter Units, which is supposedly a measurement of how bitter it is, somewhat subjective. But if you look on those, Hazy's or New England IPAs have a higher IBU than regular IPAs, but they never taste like it. So if you want a beer that has a little bit of a fruit, citrus, almost more like a beer mosa, a hazy IPA. Lots of them have that flavor. Now, I will say this one, when I tried it the other day, thing about hazies, it's just like that. Notice how they're definitely not as clear. They're just not filtered. But this one still has that beer mosa flavor. You get a little bit more of the beer flavor through it, but it tastes more like a cocktail. I think that's why hazies have become such a big thing, at least in Iowa, is because you have a lot of people who drink Busch Light, Miller Lite, and Bud Light, which is, people drink what they want to drink. It's more important that you enjoy it, but there's a reason why those are served extra cold, because you're playing down your palate, where craft beers are served a little bit warmer. They should still be cold. It's just they don't need to be 32 degrees, practically freezing. But the New England IPAs and the hazies, with that fruit forward part of it, that citrus, that while it has a higher IBU, so don't just go off that when you see that on the menu at the craft beer tents, or when you see that on there, feel free to ask the people working, because a lot of them have such a love for beer. They will tell you why or how, or they will direct you to the person who knows and will tell you about it. They will direct you to the people who run the tent, or sometimes if I'm there almost at least once a day during the fair, but if we have that this year. But with those, hazies are just a really good way to get into it. There's other ones like the Gable I'm trying to remember who makes that one. Oh, I'm going to be in trouble for that one because we served a lot of it. But there's one, Gable, look it up on Untappd and look up Gable. It's made in an Iowa brewery. That one is a lot lighter beer. So if you like Miller Lite, Bud Light, Busch Light, the Gable's a nice step above that, but it's not hit you in the face with too much flavor. It's kind of like a baby step into it. You don't start a baby with pizza. You work your way up. Give them a cheese stick maybe, and work their way up to the pizza, or a piece of cheese. Well, a good one, if you're ever in doubt and you're stuck and you don't have the other beers that you normally like, or cocktails on there, and you don't want something quite as strong, try a New England IPA. Try a hazy. You'll see it under both names. And they'll have that kind of signature look. And now I'm being told, the Gable, single speed. Yes, single speed. Oh, I should have known that one. I feel so bad for my beer knowledge, because if you would have asked me yesterday, I could have told you single speed. And you asked me today when I'm on camera, and that means I don't know. That's why this doesn't get edited, and the fun part of the show. But as we talk about the Get a Little Hazy, one of the things they say, and you will always see this on everything on Untappd, is every hazy will say smooth, like smooth jazz, juicy, much like Candy Crush, and then hazy, thus hazy. That seems a little hit you in the face on why you would say that. And then fruity and orange. So if every hazy kind of tells you that, that'll tell you every one of them doesn't come off as bitter. So a good one to start with. If Tiffany wants to try a beer that she might like, this Get a Little Hazy could be one of those curbside pickups. Just saying, I might have a few, even though I really like it. Barntown's Neon, great, great hazy. Really love that one. In fact, I have that one on tap. Really, really good. This one's a little, pared down even a little bit more. It's not watered down or at all. It's a very good hazy. In fact, for me, when I ranked it, I gave it a 4.0. I'm half tempted to give that a 4.25. Stouts kind of get that upper range for me more than anything else does. But since you can rank up to a 5, I don't know if I've ever given out a 5. I'll have to think on that. But like Surly Darkness, that pretty much gets a 4.75, 4.5. It could probably make it up to a 5 because I really love the Surly Darkness, whether you do the 2015, the 2017, or if it says Surly Darkness in it, we probably love it. I gave a pretty high to the old number 17 yesterday, if I remember right. But yeah, other people rank this one also at a 3.86. I think they maybe knocked it a little low, but I might be biased. I really like Peachtree. Checking out their setup, the people there have always been really nice. Their anniversary was a lot of fun. And if you're in town, if you're in Des Moines at the Peachtree, you can go to the Knoxville one. Heard just great things about going there. That's the flagship. That's where they originated. But the Des Moines one, what's nice, you go across the street, straight across, you have 1717 Brewing, which is a newer one. It's just a really cool hangout. The people there are super nice. The beers are still developing. But if you would have asked me about Barntown a few years back, you would have heard me say, oh, I hope they do well. I just don't know. And now, if you ask me about Barntown, I'm like, hey, you guys want to meet at Barntown? Because it sounds great. Let's go there. They have really great beers. And I really enjoy their wings. But in general, just a really great place with really great beer. But 1717, really great place. I think their beers will develop. But if you go down and then around the corner, there is the Iowa Tap Room. Also a lot of really good beers. Really cool place. Friends helped furnish that and get that one set up. But then again, like I said, don't come to Des Moines if you're in Des Moines and not stop off at Beer Styles and hit those taps. There's flights there when we can, but right now you can get crowlers. Nice thing there, they'll make you crowlers of other drinks too. They have mules and a crowler. Good to go. Pop the tap. You're there. They have their pear drink environment. They have different libations that are just amazing. They make that they can also put in a crowler. This last week they had a backyard grilling kit. The cookies were that big. Which for me, as I want to watch my figure, I count that as one cookie, right? So same calories as a Chips Ahoy cookie. I'm going to pretend that it is, and my MyFitnessPal wouldn't lie, right? So again, this is our Peachtree Get a Little Hazy. Tiffany wants to try it. I will do curbside delivery to my curb, but you can come and get it. Heck, I would probably do that for other people in town too, but especially my brother. You get the free, and we'll work from there. Someday you can bring me a beer as long as it's not a Miller Lite, Bud Light, or Busch Light, because that'll just get cyclical back to you, which could be just a really good plan, I guess, too. So as I'm back around, I just want to remind everyone that you can find me on Untapped, especially if I pop this out of the way. Much easier to scan. And you can find me over here on Untapped at Glitch2600. You can also find me on Facebook/Glitch2600, and that's where you'll find the link for the YouTube channel. We also have a Twitch, and eventually we'll be posting some stuff up there. Like I said, Jared/Nerdicus14 will be doing lots of stuff about League of Legends as part of the show, talking more about what a top laner is, what's his role as a support. He likes to, but he's working his way to trying to be a pro player. So that'll be where you can ask those questions. We'll most likely take some of the games he's played and play in playback as opposed to live, just so he can answer your questions a little bit easier. I've been watching enough and can answer some questions, but he knows the stats of every player backwards in his sleep better than he ever did at Pokemon, which was pretty impressive because he was a Pokemon master, I believe. So when you look at that, we'll have some League of Legends. Who knows, maybe we'll bring Clash of Clans. He's very big on esports. I mean, I kick his butt at Clash of Clans or Clash Royale. But, you know, that's just what I do to the kids. I've yet to pick up the League of Legends play. I mean, how many high-speed machines do we have here? And for running Mac, it's not as League of Legends friendly. Mostly because they coded it that way, and I don't know why. I'm going to go to the store. I'm going to post that up because I want everyone to see this. Exactly. And if you're curious which Hazy, feel free to post. You can post even the comments on here if you find one that you like. And there, please post the one you found if you're looking for a different one or find a different Hazy. Of course, I say support the Iowa breweries first if you could. Not that the Sierra Nevada Hazy little thing isn't a good one. Not that some of the other ones aren't good. But to me, those are barely craft breweries anymore. And in these times where they're doing what they can to get by, I just would rather support the smaller breweries. That's just me. But if you find one that you like and tried, please post on to the Glitch page and onto that happy hour video when you see it and say which ones you liked. Hopefully I'll grab it and put it in a future video. But I don't want to keep everyone much more tonight. I'm going to go back just for fun, just because I like sharing it. The craft beer kids. I'm going to find some more Lego things to put up with those, and they're going to change. Obviously, that's not the hair that normally comes with the craft beer kid. Normally they get a nice cool hat, but instead I went with the hair from Hercules. So there's a nice sword shield. I have some fun photos with that where she was beating him down because he wasn't doing what he was supposed to be doing. But this was just from the ride that did this last weekend with Extinction event from Confluence. A really good Hazy also, New England style IPA. You can barely make that out in the background. With the You Rock. We saw that going by and just said, you know what? It's green, one of my favorite colors, if you can't tell by the background. And had to catch that. So, again, beers we covered. Just to reiterate, we have the Peachtree Brewing Sunny. Cool artwork. Brewed and packaged by Back Pocket. Really refreshing. Lemon with a hint of banana. We have Confluence Brewing's Lassos and Lasers. Sadly, really cool artwork on it. I mean, I like anything with 8-bit artwork. But not quite a full hit for me, which is sad. But their artwork is always really cool on their beers. And then Get a Little Hazy. That one is a very big hit for me. No stouts, no darks today. Maybe we'll be doing a fireside chat maybe this weekend. Maybe I'll get the fire going and try to video out there. It'll be interesting with the microphone and camera and all that. But even as I keep going live, as I ramble on, if anyone has questions on that, what I did with my Go Live setup, I'm building it small, big, and adding on. Have video lights coming in here soon. I do a lot with just the normal lighting. Have LED, but soon there'll be barn doors and all of that fun stuff. Also, if you like this and want something more entertaining, most likely, go check out Wine Styles on their Facebook page. There and Beer Styles, but most specifically the Wine Styles, you'll see this Friday will be a virtual happy hour, which is a lot of fun, with Matt, Brian, and Sarah. Those three together, a lot of fun. Matt's got crazy fun stories. He wore a hat made out of kangaroo the other day for a brewery, or not brewery, for a winery, as part of the, I think the education series that we did, or that they did, and then I videoed. But way higher production. We do some stuff with green screens, and it's just a little bit more fun. We have the nice lights there. But Matt has the best stories and knows so much about wine and beer, as does obviously Brian. Brian runs and owns the Wine Styles, so not anyone I know that knows more about that. And of course, Sarah works there and does a lot of stuff there too and knows so much. But those three together, a lot of fun, really good stories. It goes way too fast when we're done. It doesn't feel at all like the 30 minutes or so that they do. But jump on, drink along. There might be bingo in the future. Who knows? But we're always trying to come up with new fun ideas. So if you like this, go check out that page. Watch the past ones. There's a funny one where I screwed up the audio and they had chipmunk voices because the way I had to run it through last minute. So I didn't know. Tested it with the girls. They all had higher pitched voice. So when the guys jumped on, I didn't know. And they all had super high pitched voices. So a lot of fun. But I'm not going to keep everyone else today. I'll just bring it back up. If you want to go follow me on Untappd, I'd love to have a cheers beer with you. We'll have these happy hours. Make sure you look for the post tomorrow for the Tech Tuesdays. I think I'm going to continue that going every Tuesday. It might be Tuesdays, Thursdays when kids move around. Anything that has the T in the name for the week, we'll probably try to do either Tuesday or Thursday and keep that going as people have tech and computer and geekery, what to buy type questions. We'll post that up and look it up and keep that going, much like the old radio show and TV show that I had. So keep that going. We'll keep posting these. We'll probably won't have another happy hour for a bit after the Tech Tuesday. It'll probably be later by this weekend, maybe later in the week, as we focus on getting some stuff done for the other shows. But if you have questions or if you have suggestions, go on that Facebook page and post it through. You can message me through there. You can message me on here and let me know your suggestions because you guys are my friends and or family. So if you have things for it, keep in mind the regular show will have different other topics. We won't be talking about necessarily wine and beer there. We'll be talking about geekery and fun stuff there and trying to cover a solid topic. I like seeing that. Post that up so other people can see. Some lighting questions. Love that. Can't wait to answer them. So anyone who else is interested in lighting questions when you're watching this on the playback, tomorrow's going to be the day. So look for that. You can set a reminder, and we'll talk to you then. So loved having you guys there, and we'll talk to you later.